Hello everybody and welcome back to Principles of Game Design. In today's video we are going to be setting up our ArtStation account for Project 1 and beyond. As you might expect, our very first step is going to be signing up or signing in to an ArtStation account, preferably made with a personal email. Once you've gone ahead and done that, ArtStation will prompt you with some profile customization. So you can change your username, your profession, you can type a little blurb about yourself, you can also type in some skill sets and software that you use, and you can even subscribe to their job opportunity newsletter. Once you've done that, return to the home screen, and up at the top right under your account, you can go to View Profile. And this is your new ArtStation profile, currently very empty. So let's go ahead and upload our first project. Now that we're in here, we're going to go ahead and upload some renders. So let's go ahead and pull over our Maya Images folder, and we're going to drag and drop some files in here. So I'm going to grab all of my chair renders and just pull those in. All of my chair renders. Let's drag this out of the way again, and they will slowly upload onto my ArtStation. Let's go ahead and name this project Chair, and if we scroll down a bit, we have this little description section. So I'll write a simple dining chair modeled in Maya. Then let's come back up here. Oops, accidentally uploaded one of my dice. Yes, we'll go ahead and delete that. Figure out which image I'm missing. Back, front, I'm missing my side shaded. Pull that one in. Whoop. And that'll upload nicely. And now you'll notice over here on my right that my current thumbnail is my wireframe. Don't like that very much. One quick way to fix your thumbnail is to change which image is the first one in your sequence. So now I have my 3/4 view, and that has become my new thumbnail. Or I can upload a custom thumbnail if I want a more dynamic angle. Now that I've got all of my images in here, let's go ahead and fix the order. So I want render, wireframe, render, wireframe, render, wireframe. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then we'll also go ahead and hit publish. And it'll ask if I want to share it on social media. I would rather not. And then if we pop back to our profile, I now have a chair. Now we can go ahead and take this one step further by going down to the bottom right, clicking this Add Raster Mask, Alt-clicking into our raster mask, and going to our Gradient tool, which will allow us to draw in a gradient. So let's go ahead and add one in. And we want it to mostly focus in on that center part where we have our chair. And then if we click back into our chair, we now have a portion of the chair with wireframe and a part of the chair without. One more time, we can go ahead and add in a layer mask, Alt-click, go to our gradient tool, draw in our gradient, and now we have this neat 50-50 effect, and we can go ahead and export out another PNG. Now let's go ahead and go back to ArtStation and edit our chair project. We're going to go ahead and go to our downloads folder where we have our PhotoP images, and we're just going to add them to our project. So my 50-50 gradient image, I'm going to go ahead and drag that in, and that's going to upload, and I'm going to replace my front render with it. So we're going to go ahead and delete the old front render and drag the new front render with the half wireframe up front. And then I want to change my thumbnail, and let's use the other version. So we'll go ahead and upload that. And it should automatically crop since they're all the same size. Good. And then we'll go ahead and save it. and we'll go back to our main profile, and the chair will be updated. And now we have our custom thumbnail, our 50/50, and then all of our other renders. Now let's go ahead and make a second project. So we'll come back to here. We're going to go ahead and go to Manage Portfolio. And now we're going to click Create New Project from this window. So Create New Project. I'm going to name this one Simple Dice. Whoop. It has been created. Now we'll come back to our Images folder, our Maya Images folder, and we'll upload our dice. So I have dice shaded and dice wire. And you'll notice that my thumbnail's a little off, so we're going to have to go ahead and fix that. Let's see if I can move that crop over slightly, get them all in. Make sure that it's nice and centered. And then we're going to make sure that it's named Simple Dice. It has our renders, and one more time, Simple Dice modeled in Maya. Save and publish. So now we have 2 renders. Now let's pop back into Manage Portfolio one more time. Now if you're uploading multiple different kinds of art to your ArtStation, maybe from different classes or personal projects, what we can do over here on the far left is create a new album, and we can create a 3D modeling album. Go ahead and save that, as well as other projects. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and name it Landscape. And maybe this will be animation or visual effects or those sorts of things. Then I'm going to go ahead and click my 2 projects, assign to album over here on the far right, and I'm going to type in the name of those albums. Interesting. Let's see if I can just drag them in. There we go. And same thing with the landscape. It can be a little bit finicky at times, but we'll get it in there eventually. And now that it's in there, we can go ahead and toggle between these views, and we can see that our projects are sorted, and we can also go back to our profile, and we now have our 3D modeling tab and our tab for our other pieces. Now let's talk about Project 1. Our goal for Project 1 is to create 4 separate posts on ArtStation. You're going to want your simple die, your unique die, your chair, and your chest, each of which needs to have at least 1 shaded render and 1 wireframe render, preferably multiple views of each. They can be laid out like your dice, where they are multiple perspectives in one image, or they can be laid out like your chair, with each perspective being its own image. If you need some inspiration, simply pop into the search tab and search ETSU Dice, and that'll give you a gallery featuring hundreds of past students' portfolios. Note that the class has changed over the years, so many of these portfolios will feature an office chair or a pet crate, but they should still give you a good idea of what you can do with your own portfolio. Let's very quickly go ahead and skim through some of these. Note that they all have a slightly different rendering style. Note that some of them are very consistent in their style, while others are more diverse. Note that some of them are presented differently. And just keep in mind that it's more important to create a finished product and that you can always polish it later for revisions. So please make sure you turn in those minimum 1 shaded render and 1 wireframe render for each model so that you can qualify for revisions. That's going to do it for the end of Module 4. Best of luck assembling your portfolios.